Hi everybody, this is Dino with One Tom Plumber, and I'm here to help you with a real practical fix on a garden hose that has become stuck and unable to unscrew. We're going to help you figure out how to do that. Alright, here's the situation. My wife comes to me the other day and says she needs to use the hose and put it on a hose reel, which you can see over here is not being used. However, the problem is we can't get the garden hose off of the spigot, or what's also called a hose bib. And we're going to have to figure out a way to remove this, and there's pretty much only one good way to do it. I'm going to show you how. All right, everyone, here are the tools that we're going to need and to get us prepped for this job. You got a pair of garden gloves, or any kind of gloves basically that'll protect you from sharp edges. We got a utility knife. We have the brass end of the hose, the female end, that we're going to replace on the hose with. We got some Teflon tape to create a watertight seal, and a pair of tongue and groove pliers. These are also called channel locks, screwdriver, and here's the most important part, the two hacksaws. We only really need one, but in tight spots you can always find or use, if you have, a mini handsaw. Alright, this end piece connector on the garden hose is what's stuck onto the hose bib or spigot of this outdoor faucet. You can tell this outdoor faucet is a little janky. We're going to do that in another video. We'll replace that, but for now what we're trying to do is just get this hose off, and here's the trick to doing it. You're going to have to cut away from the threads. In other words, you're not cutting along the threads, which would be this way. You're cutting at a 45-degree angle or thereabouts. Here's what I've done. I've made the 45-degree angle cut. It's almost as deep as the thread on the spigot, so I don't want to go any further or else I'll ruin those threads. But it allows me enough of a gap here to take a screwdriver and pry that open, and hopefully my channel locks or tongue and groove pliers will allow me to unscrew it at that point. You take your screwdriver and once you've cut that piece, you start moving around. You can see it's already moving around now because it's unfastened enough or loosened enough from the angled cut. So now we're going to just take these pliers and hopefully we'll be able to remove this beast. Yep, there it comes. Now the fun part. We are going to cut the hose and put a new fitting on there to screw back onto the hose bib. So all you do is take a utility knife that I showed you earlier, or a pair of scissors, either one, and just cut away. Now I'm just going to take the brass fitting out of this mechanism that we bought, this joiner, and we're going to put it in this end of the hose, and we're just going to get it fit in there all the way. So that seems to be nice and snug. And we're going to take this piece at the bottom. This is what's going to hold it all together and keep anything from leaking. At this end, we're going to put this all back and get it all lined up. And here's the finished product. Now let's go back to that hose bib and apply this. Okay, so the Teflon tape is going to go with the threads, not against the threads. So the same way that you screw on the new hose connection is the same way that you're going to put on the Teflon tape. Now that we got the Teflon tape, the plumber's tape, well on the threads, we're going to line up our new hose connection, and we're going to go in the same direction that we did the threads and the tape, so that everything's aligned, going in the exact same direction. Okay, we finished the project for my wife. The hose is now working with the hose bib. The old one that was stuck on there has been taken off. We've completely redone the connection on the hose. She can now use this hose wheel and wrap it around and do her gardening the way she wants to. And I'm Dino from One Tom Plumber. Another project completed. Come back for more videos. We'll have one shortly.